Good morning, gamers. This is Mark with your RNR for the week ending November 11th, 2012. We start out this week with a couple items that are available through the Anvil Industries store, or will be available through the Anvil Industries store. Anvil Industries itself has come out with an ion rifle and a fusion cannon for either a Space Marine Army or their line of Steam Lords. Either of these items are available for €1.50, and they would be good count as melt-a-guns or plasma guns. Also, Armies of the North, which is available through Anvil Industries, has put up preview pictures of its Fallen Dwarf crossbowman, as well as its Fallen Dwarf command. Moving on into World War II and bolt action, the Soviets get some reinforcements in the form of a Soviet command for $8, or the Soviet Universal Carrier for $24. DreamPod 9 brings out some major reinforcements for the Southern Army, including a Southern Army deal for $100, which includes 10 metal miniatures, the miniature of Drake for $50, the Southern Army Fire Support Team, which is 5 miniatures for $60. As well, they also have some Southern Army decals. Dust Tactics and Fantasy Flight Games have went ahead and released some previews for the SSU Heavy Weapons Squad, the Ally Heavy Support Walker, and the Axis Ubertoten. Forgeworld continues to put out stuff for the Horus Heresy Volume 1 in the form of a Death Guard or a World Eaters Contemptor Dreadnought, and the Command Upgrade sprues for Mark II, 3, and 4 armor. Games Workshop, not to be left out, has went ahead and given us the Christmas deals. You start out with the Marine deal for $250, as well as the Necron deal for $250. In addition, we see the Wall of Martyrs, which I get the feeling is very similar to the Imperial Strongpoint from last year, which was the 2 bastions and the 3 Aegis defense lines, in that I get the feeling that some of these pieces will be available individually later. But the Wall of Martyrs is $160. And finally, if you want to increase your Chaos Cultist squad, or make some really cool Necromunda gangs, you can get 5 Chaos Cultists for $10. Now, Fantasy was definitely not left out, in that the Empire got a Christmas Army deal for $240. And then the Vampire Counts, for $250, got an army deal of their own. Mantic has went ahead and re-released the Crazy Sprue deal. For $45, you get a selection of things like Vampire and Ghouls, Marauders, the Jotun cannon thing, some Storm Rage vets. So it's a very good smorgasbord to help build up your bits box, as well as maybe a couple units here and there. Privateer Press has continued its push to plastic. Now they're giving us the Retribution Battle Box. This is the first battle box Retribution has gotten. Comes with Kalissa, a Chimera, a Griffin, and a Manicore for $50. As well, and I really like what they're doing here, the Khadorian Winter Guard for $50 gets a battle box that contains 10 Winter Guard models, as well as all 3 weapon attachments that this unit can have. Signar is not left out of this, in that you're getting the Stormblades, the same thing. 9 models for $45, includes a full unit of Stormblades, as well as the weapon attachments, and these are in plastic. Raging Heroes, you may remember in the past, has come out with the sisters, the commissars. They're also giving us Warhammer Fantasy versions. You can get all 3 sisters together, including some special options, as well as their dog. These are limited to 1,000 pieces for $41. And I believe each sister is available individually. Cyborg gives us 3 new releases this week. First being an Archangel for €28.50. A set of Spartan heads for €4.60. And finally, an Egyptian warrior for $19.25. And the final options for this week, guys, come from Wrath of Kings. The Shale Han Champion comes out at $15. The Technus Zalak comes out at $18, as well as the Technus Union Boss. And then the Shale Han get 3 sculpts of the children, and the children will clock in at $17. So guys, that ends another week of R&R. I will see you next week.